Okay. Hey, have you wondered how the law of attraction ties into relationships? How to find, develop, and maintain a healthy relationship using the law of attraction? I'm Paul McKinley, and I'm here to help you realize your better life by teaching you about this little thing called the law of attraction. Today's topic, Anne's cave story. Wow. Remember, the law of attraction, whatever you put energy into gets bigger. So I wanted to tell you this story that Anne had had. Let's see. Yeah, that looks right. Wanted to tell you this story that Anne had had. Now, Anne has these spirit guides that she talks to. You know, she does her meditation and she has spirit guides, and generally speaking, she asks them questions. Well, there's this one particular one that she calls her guru, and usually he doesn't always show up, but sometimes he shows up and she'll ask him questions and he answers the questions. Now, one day when she was doing her meditation, the guru comes in and he says, "Why don't you come see where I live?" And so she's thinking, this is different. Usually I'm asking him questions and he's answering my questions, and sometimes I can understand his answers and sometimes not. But today he's actually initiating what's going on. So she goes, okay, well, so she follows him and he leads her through the woods, or I guess whatever, and ends up at this cave. And she's thinking, okay, my guru lives in a cave. And so she follows him in, and as they go in, a beautiful blue light turns on. It's, nice and bright in there. I mean, not blindingly bright, but, bright enough that you can see around. And the guru says, have a seat. And she looks around and there's boulders there, and it's like, okay, I guess I can sit on one of these boulders. And so she sits down on the boulder, and then the guru sits down on the boulder. Oh, as she's sitting down on the boulder forms itself around her into a very comfortable place to sit. It's not just a boulder anymore. It's like an armchair and very comfortable to sit in. And he comes over to her and he puts his hands on the two armrests next to her on either side and says, "That's the difference between you and I. You force, I allow." Now, there's some interesting things to take away from that experience. One of them is that when the guru asks her, "Come and see where I live," he's not just referring to a place. Remember, spirits, every place is the same as no place, or no place is the same as every place. So it wasn't really so much a place that he lived, but rather a mindset. So what he was showing her was, this is all of these preconceptions that you might have had about where I live, in a cave, and the cave's going to be dark and dingy. Well, no, it's nice and lit and cheerful and inviting. And his place to sit is a boulder? No, the boulders form to your, form to you so that it's a nice, comfortable place to sit. And then lastly, his statement about that's the difference between you and I. You force and I allow. Now remember, from the law of attraction, whatever you put energy increases. So if you're putting energy into things being hard, guess what? They're going to be hard. The more you struggle against something, the more you're putting energy into it being hard. Now, that doesn't mean you can just sit back and let things happen for you. You have to, do something to put yourself into a vibration on it. But you don't necessarily have to work hard at it. You can just allow it to happen. Now, remember in the last episode, I talked about the great irony in life is that you can't have a healthy relationship until you don't need it. You can't have a relationship, you can't have a healthy relationship. You can have a relationship if you need it, but it's not going to be healthy. And the reason why is because when you come into a relationship from a point of neediness, you're trying to force it like Anne was. And it's better to just simply allow it to happen. When you're needing it, you're coming at it, you're trying to make it happen, you're trying to force it like Anne was. And better to simply allow it to happen. When you get yourself into a good place where you're healthy, then the healthy relationship will naturally come to you. It may not come to you in your timetable, but it will come to you eventually. When you get yourself into the vibration of that healthy relationship, then it will naturally come to you. It will show up in ways that you never expected. So that's our lesson for today. Now, if today's episode was helpful for you, be sure to subscribe and click the little bell icon so that it will notify you when I have a new video out, and that'll really help me with the subscriptions. I appreciate it so much. That's all for today, and see you next time.